Go get it. Go get it. Go get your blessing. It's your time. It's your time. Go get it. Go get it. Go get your blessing. Go get it. Go get it. Go get your blessing. It's your time. It's your time. Go get it. Go get it. Go get your blessing. Go get it. Go get it. Love that song. Go get your blessing. It's your time. It's your time. I'm about to stick to my day job. Yes, love some music, motivation, encouragement. Yeah, gets us ready. Hey, Paris. Hello, 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 hello. I'm so glad you could join me. You're my first guest. I hope we have some more people to join us today. I'm expecting a few friends, so I'm just kind of giving everybody a little bit of time to get started, to jump in with us, have us a little good chat, hopefully some good conversation about a whole business thing, school stuff, you know, how we can be better. How's everything going? I know you're probably pretty busy, huh? Kiddos keeping you busy? Yes, I'm excited. I am excited. I was going to play us some music, but things were coming along a little slow, so I decided I'll try to sing for y'all at the beginning, but it wasn't going too good. Busy day. Yeah, thank goodness it's Friday. Yeah, it's been busy. Very productive. Not always doing what all of what I want to do, but it's never enough hours in the day, but things are going good. Things are going good. Tell the family I said hello. All right, it's 6:33. I think we have waited long enough. So I'll go ahead and get started with our chat. I like to be on time, not waste other people's time, because I think it's very, very important. So what I wanted to talk about today is something that I think is really, really important. Paris, I think you definitely probably can relate to this, but just as well as I can, when coming out of school, you know, college for us was, my entry-level degree started at FAMU in Tallahassee, and they taught us a lot of stuff. So they taught us how to use our critical thinking skills. Obviously, we had to work hard on time management. We had to work hard on organizational skills, self-discipline. They taught us, obviously, how to become leaders and ultimately do the jobs that we do every day. So finished that 4 years up after serving in the Army for 4.5 years, and got out of college. And so that was pretty much the first level. So I worked about 10 years, and then later I was feeling like I needed to, maybe 7 years, then I needed to advance my degree. So I went forward and went on to Nova Southeastern in Fort Lauderdale to get an advanced degree. So I was working towards a PhD because I thought teaching was the thing that I was going to ultimately do after the clinicals part of it, because I knew pretty much that staying in the clinic was just not going to be that thing. But I was hoping at Nova that I would gain, a stronger passion about things, a better understanding about my profession, and also have a little bit more direction in terms of my career path. So at Nova, the PhD program, I ended up abandoning it and moving towards the TDPT. But I mean, we had professors there, as you probably remember, they've been working 20, 30 something years in our same field. At some point they were clinical, and then eventually they became in academia, but they just kind of settled into it. And not a lot of them, I didn't actually know of any of them that were practice owners. Not in PT school, undergrad, or not even in grad school did anybody say to us, okay, at some point you might get tired. You might get tired of the day-to-day grind of seeing 20-something patients, because I did that at one of my jobs that I stayed at for about 10 years. In an 8-hour day, I saw as many as 22, 23 patients. Nobody really gave us the reality of what it was going to be to work and what would come next, and how we could prepare ourselves to have that next thing in life. So they didn't even teach us really how to understand the billing side or the back side of our profession. So we knew how to treat patients. We know how to diagnose them, figure out what their problems are, help them to alleviate some of their physical problems, refer out when it wasn't necessary to keep them with us. But even like, okay, the billing, how much money do companies make off of us? With each visit, each patient, understanding the billing piece and how much we actually are worth based on what they make off of us. That was never taught to us. Not let alone was there anything taught to us about how to start our own businesses, and not just how to start them, but how to understand the industry and the laws and regulations governing it, but how to make it successful. Exactly. I feel like, even the classes that we took in school, I mean, people, you talk about majors, some people take MBA degrees, for instance. And I mean, yes, that's the master's in business. That's what it's designed for. But when I looked it up, they talk about that degree in itself is specifically helps people to advance the ranks. Ultimately, it's not really designed to help them own businesses. So even people who think that it's the right track to ownership and to gaining autonomy, in their work life and independence in what they do, unfortunately, it's not the case. So how do we get it? So we work for these people all these years, and I'm 20 years out, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, so how do I afford myself the quality of life? Hi, Dr. Yabo. I'm so glad you were able to join me. My business coach came on. So glad you're here. We are having a dialogue about, being in college, being in our professions, and how college really didn't train us to become business owners. So 4 years undergrad, physical therapy school, on to advanced degree. I spent probably about 8 years or so in college or more. I invested probably somewhere, I would be sad to say, probably I could have been a medical doctor. I invested so much money in it. But even with that, we were never taught how to now come over to the other side. These big businesses who, some of them don't even know what it's like to be a physical therapist. Most of them are owned by medical doctors or somebody that is not a therapist. And they're the ones that's leading and guiding and making the biggest part of the profit off of us. And we're working over, what our limits are most of the time. I know I have been. And we're just inadequately prepared. So, you go on and you think, getting another degree will be the thing. So an MBA, they said, is a very popular graduate degree. And it's designed to actually develop leadership, communication, decision-making, and organization skills for upper level management. So you go to school, you think I hear people that want their own businesses, they'll go to school and they'll get an MBA thinking this is really going to prepare them to own and become successful bosses. But the reality of it is that those degrees oftentimes are just not designed for that. You have people who study what's in the books, and they come in as college professors and they teach you what is in the books, but a lot of them have never even been in a situation where they own their own businesses. So how is it that they can really teach you something that they haven't really lived and worked through themselves? I mean, in a real practical sense. So what I think is interesting too, I want to look at a few people. Just say, for instance, Warren Buffett. Okay, so he graduated from Nebraska, and at the age of 19. He happened to actually graduate with a business administrative degree. We all know he is a philanthropist. He's a billionaire, plus, and multi-billionaire. Very successful guy. He is definitely a serial entrepreneur. And he did happen to graduate with a business administrative degree at the age of 19. I would guarantee you that his success in business is way bigger than what came out of his college degree. He also happens to have an IQ of 130. The guy is brilliant. That's not the average bear. I'm sure from a statistical standpoint or percentage standpoint that the person that could actually do that with a business degree out of school, especially as young as he was, it's probably almost unheard of beyond him. So what I wanted to do is talk a little bit about two or three different scenarios that I think are some of them parallel, but one is actually the opposite. So he did that, and we all know Warren Buffett is a very accomplished guy. I would imagine that he had some very good coaches, mentors, or consultants that helped him to put the pieces together, on top of the fact that this guy is just naturally brilliant. But Oprah Winfrey, we all know her. She graduated with a communications degree, and she started in journalism, broadcasting, doing what most did, but she herself, a communication degree. Obviously, communication is like any other profession. They're not teaching you how to go out and own your own Harpo Productions company. They're not teaching you how to own your own network or your own television show. They're not teaching you that. But one thing Oprah said she attributes her success to is that she works passionately on what she loves. One thing that's important. Doing something that you really, really love. I talk to people about finding your gift. And I think sometimes there are things that we love and we're not necessarily always good at it. Because I played basketball in high school, loved it, very active person, but I am not and never was a great basketball player, right? So choosing and knowing your gift, you want it to be something that you love. Like Oprah, she did something that she was passionate about. She was always continuously trying different things, doing things that was very, very unique, right? And she kept her creative control. So even though she brought people onto her team to help her and assist her, which I think is extremely important, and I've been working on doing that same thing too, trying to bring people on board, but to not lose my creative space, to give myself even more space to be creative, I think is very, very important. So let's go back to that whole love what you do thing. So if you love it, right, is it necessarily your gift that you should be doing? I say if you're not good at it and you can't get better at it, then you may want to consider a different thing. That's what I think. What do you think, Dr. Yabo? So if you, like me, playing basketball in high school, couldn't dribble with my left hand. The ball could get stolen really easy. I might get a few shots every now and then. But I'm smart. I can read a book and I can get very far, and I can run really, really fast. So even though I loved all those things, the things that I was best at was my gift of creativity and being smart and having ingenuity, and those were my gifts. If I were to try to stay following sports somewhere, I probably would still be living at my mama's house. So I think it's nice to know, it's good to know what you love, but it's also good to try working on perfecting what you love. And if you're just not getting any better with it, because I never could dribble with my left hand, no matter how hard I trained it. My left hand never got natural. I could never do a layup on the left hand side. But people who were naturally gifted at it and love it, two things that I think should go hand in hand when you're trying to figure out your gifts and put it together with your business ideas, is the love for it and a natural gift for it, meaning that you will be good at it as you work on it and develop it. So you don't necessarily have to be perfect at it, I don't think. We won't be perfect by any means, but you don't have to be your best when you start it. But if you're not getting better, then you may want to rethink and look over your decision. So Oprah, she got to a place of all sorts of great things in her life. And she, even at her age, she is still doing amazing boss-like things coming from a communication degree. So again, I'm going back to the fact that she was in college, communication degree, y'all. Communication degree. I know didn't teach her how to be who she is today. It would be nice to know. I mean, I know she had to have drive. She had to have heart. She had to have love and passion for it. And she let her gifts grow as she expanded her creativities. And I think that is so important. And sometimes we can get stuck in this space of doing the mundane and doing the same thing that we were accustomed to doing every day, and we never allow ourselves to stretch outside of those boundaries that we have superimposed on our own lives. So we ain't having that, right? Okay, let's go to another person who I think is interesting. Toni Braxton. She sold literally 70 million records. 70 million records. She graduated from college with an education degree, and she didn't really work in the field, but she went into pursuing her career as a musician. She made a lot of money, somewhere in like the millions. I think it was, I can't remember exactly what her money was, but it was up there. But listen to this. She filed bankruptcy twice, not once, but twice. And I think the last one was about 10 years ago. And so had she had good mentors, had she had good people to stay on her side and to coach her after she left college and went into her industry, somebody to lead her, somebody to help nurture her so she wouldn't make really, really bad decisions, obviously, and get caught up with bad contracts and bad relationships, maybe she could have avoided some of those pitfalls. So I think it's really important to know that what we learn in college is absolutely the gateway to success in life. But it does not and should not, in my opinion, stop there, because there's so much more. There are a lot of brilliant people in this world who can help stretch and expand our imagination to the point that we can become more creative. So, like, my time here with Dr. Yabo has been extremely amazing. I've enjoyed the time we've had together as a coach. You know, just seeing the success that she has inspires me to do more with myself and with my business. And so that's what I'm here for, to connect with people who have a passion to go further than where they are. So one of my, I've had students, a lot of them coming out of college, 5 or 6 years later, they're like, okay, I feel like I want to start my own business. You're welcome. And a lot of them they have no clue as to what it takes to make it work, what it takes to put together a sound business plan, to develop sound relationships, to actually build something that can be solid and stable. And so I think, what we learned in school, the critical thinking, the discipline, the structure, the camaraderie that we built with our friends, the tenacity, the strength, the courage, all that stuff, definitely the knowledge and expertise that we gained from the books that we read, it definitely should be a stepping stone for us to get to that next level. But we also, and there's a point where you have to do something else to get yet to another level. Like I'm sure Warren Buffett and Oprah Winfrey, who, like we said, she had Harpo Studios. Oprah in 1986 came about. She has her own network. She's, books, and she's in movies, and, she's produced and she's acted and she's done all sorts of things. So why should we limit ourselves to being just that one thing that we went to college for, especially if we want stable and sound career choices? I'm 48, right? And I pride myself on, being healthy, but my job is very physical. And when I'm working with kids hands-on, or even adults who've had strokes, it is taxing on my body. And I think, if I had known 20 plus years ago what I know today, that I would have made different decisions. I would have planned even better, even though I think I did a great job with the planning and execution along the way. But a long time ago, I would have thought about multiple streams of income, like Dr. Yabo says. I would have thought about doing, what I was thinking as having two jobs was teaching at university, which I did at FAMU for like 7 years, and working in a clinic, which I was working, 50 hours in a week. That was my idea of two streams of income, and I was straight crazy almost. I didn't even know how I got past it. But there's so many other ways that you can do more with less. And, just knowing that there are other options and trying to tap into our creativity can lead us to so much more. And so this thing about college, I really wish that our trades, our professions, that they would have something, even if it's just symposiums, that they would encourage students to visit and to engage in, that talks about ownership, especially specific to their crafts or the degrees area that they're going into. So one of my cousin is a physical therapist in Nashville, and she texted me a couple months ago saying that one of her students, he's still in PT school on his clinicals, is thinking about getting his own business. And at the time I was like, what I said to her is, and she wanted me to mentor him. So my first thought was, okay, I always recommend students to first focus on getting past the school curriculum stuff, studying and passing your licensure exam. And now, I do think that's really important, because the passing rate on our national exams is really low. It had been when I was in school, especially first time passing rates. So it can be very stressful, but still I think that exposure to at least know the fact that he's excited about already and thinking about already owning his own physical therapy practice, and he hasn't even graduated from high school, from college, is absolutely remarkable. So I think if more of us thought ownership, if more of us thought outside of the boundaries, if more of us could see further into the future, that we would make some different decisions to create more comfortable and more better quality of our lives. So, hey, Sherman, thank you for joining us. So we are just talking about some business chat. So I wanted to give you guys some time to ask me some questions. You know a little bit about me. I came out of high school at 17, young and green. I went into the Army, little girl, barely 100 pounds. Actually, I wasn't 100 pounds. I was 99 pounds. I spent 4.5 years trying to grow up, trying to figure it out. Single parent, raised by my mom, very modest beginnings. And so when I got out of the Army, I went to college. And so I just had to learn a lot on my own and figure out a lot. And I made a lot of mistakes, but I learned a lot and I grew a lot. So I am just here to share a little bit with you guys, get some dialogue, get some feedback. If you have any questions or comments, anything that you would like to add, I would love for you guys to chime in. What you think about the whole, the stardom person that, Toni Braxton, she made millions and sold millions of records. She was the highest selling female R&B artist in the history, and she filed bankruptcy twice. What does that really say about how she was nurtured, how well she understood business? The idea of bankruptcy scares me. I think it's security. One thing for sure is, especially women, yes. The question is, why do you think most people are still scared of entrepreneurship, especially women? So I think one thing is, especially if you have a secure thing that pays you on a regular, consistent basis, that give you insurance, you're accustomed to living this certain way, and you're trying to, I don't know, I think sometimes people try to fit into society, what they're doing and their norms. And they're just not really preparing themselves financially, number one, because that is a big thing. So if you don't have the money saved and your bills paid off and down, it's going to be hard to really step out and move into that next direction. So financial stability, one. Probably two, I talk to women who they're taking care of their children. They're taking care of their spouses. They may be elderly parents. They're teaching, they got so many hats that they're wearing, and they're trying to keep up with it all. To add one more thing in there would, definitely make it a lot harder. So I think it's multifaceted, and each situation may be a little bit different. But I definitely think fear of the unknown and the possibility of instability in terms of finances is one or two big things that keep women and people in general away from business ownership. So Paris said security insurance for sure. I didn't step out until I got married and was able to get my husband's insurance. Yeah, definitely. I agree. So, and I've worked for myself partly and for my other people, businesses along the way for a long time. So I've been dibbing and dabbing in entrepreneurship for at least 10, 12 years. But I would say that when I finally was like, okay, this is it. I just can't do it anymore. Not going to work for anybody anymore. I had already started. I had paid off my bills. I was already preparing myself financially for it. I was afraid of the whole not having insurance, but I actually did my research, and I was able to buy an independent plan. For me, fortunately, I don't have children. So it's not quite as of a issue for me in insurance because it's a little bit cheaper. It's expensive, granted, but I was able at the time to get a good plan with Blue Cross Blue Shield. They were doing individual plans, and it was $500 and something a month, but I was in a place where I could make that work. I had savings. I was able to go and buy what I needed for my clinic, either buy it outright and end up financing some of it through finance companies. But I also did have the support of the guy who was now my ex fiance, in terms of not having a mortgage. So that did make it a little bit more comfortable for me. By middle age, most women get tired of being employees. Yeah. I was just having that conversation last night with my office coordinator, who's actually approaching retirement, and she was talking about how awful it was in her office, how the guys were not being professional in the way that they were communicating with her, and people were getting titles and getting a big head, and it was just like this. And finally I was like, okay, you gotta detach. When you walk out of that space, you gotta let it go. She's close to retirement, thankfully, and we need to kind of help her figure it out. But who wants to wait until you're, that far into it and not have resources put together? High Life Matters. Thank you for joining us. Have resources together so that we can not have to just stay there and endure, something uncomfortable because we have no other choice. That's just not a good place to be. But I think, if we know earlier, what we know now. Dr. Yaba always says this, that now is the time to look at multiple streams of income. Don't wait. So if you're in your 20s, now is the time. My niece, who just graduated from high school, is first year in college, she's already digitizing and doing her own art. She's already figuring out how to be her own little boss in a small capacity. But this is, the ingenuity, the thought process is already there. It just needs to be developed. And so to have good role models, to surround yourself with people who have like minds and similar visions, and to be open to learning and taking a chance is very important. I agree. I think it's hard for women, Dr. Yabo, especially middle age, to take a chance. That's a critical point. We have just a little bit of time left on the other side. At least a lot of people may think that. And, you're comfortable or whatever in current situation, and to step out on faith and leave your job and to take a chance of building, or not building something, I can imagine how it would be very, very scary, especially if you don't have a strong connection with your faith and be led by your spirit to do what you're gifted to do. At 50, it's not too late. By no means whatsoever. I'm 48. I've been a small business owner for the last 6.5, almost 7 years now. And I'm still looking to make this better, to make it stronger, to have more streams of income, to offer myself more opportunities for growth and expansion. And 50, I think we're just getting started, right? Life Matters. We still have a lot left to offer. Hey, Toya, I'm so glad you're here. This is one of my younger sisters. This is a great opportunity. Toya, with you and your kids, I know you have even talked about maybe moving to the city, but because different things kind of kept you back. But is there anything that you have like burning desire in terms of a business idea or something that you're good at that may be kind of holding you back? Yeah, it's not too late at 50. By no means whatsoever. it just gets better. Was it Maya Angelou who said something about each decade of life, it just gets better? I mean, I feel like I get stronger, I get wiser, I get more energy, I get calmer. I understand the world much better, and I understand me and how I fit into it more. So with life, we should be expanding ourselves and not becoming more confound. But unfortunately, a lot of people just get it in that rat race and they just turn around and around and around and they never go anywhere. Ooh, Toya says she has so many ideas, but she doesn't know how to start. Oh, we need to talk. You need to DM me. We need to talk because if you have ideas, you have those gifts. What was the thing I posted today? Habakkuk 2:2-3 is the first thing is to write your vision down and make it clear. You got it. It's, you have to be prepared that it may take time. It may not it's not going to overnight come to your front door. And it's not going to just be easy for you necessarily all the time. However, if you connect with the right people, like Dr. Yabo is my coach. She's helping me redefine this 48-year space in my life. She's helping me scale my business. She's helping me. I'm starting a new online coaching, training, one-on-one. I'm launching a new book here this summer. So it's possible. I know it's scary because sometimes you have other obligations, especially financially, and it's really, really hard, but your tribe is important. It's really, really important who you connect to. So I've gotten so much more particular about who I allow in my inner circles. You need to allow people who are like what you want to be, or who you can gain and grow from, and not people who are just going to take from you, because there's a lot of those out there. Somebody who's pessimistic, who always like puts your dream down, who always you can't do that. Those are people you need to steer away from. But people who every time you turn around, they're doing something amazing. The light shines without them even making a big attempt for it to shine. They just naturally give of themselves. And those are people, progressive people, philanthropists, people who know and have multiple streams of income. And people who know God, number one, and trust and are led by God. And I think that's very, very important, who your inner circle is. Paris says, I've been so blessed to be surrounded by role models like you. Oh, that's so sweet. That makes me feel good, Paris. Thank you so much for that. I enjoy you too. Y'all young folks, y'all be teaching us some stuff too. Don't think y'all don't rub off on us. It's good. And it's the great thing about it too is we don't even have to be in the same age group to learn from each other. We just need to be compatible, to have the same love and energy for life. And we can learn and grow from each other. I'm sure there's a lot of things that you know that you can teach me or somebody else. And that's the thing. Sometimes I think we we don't have what it takes to do that. Yes, our businesses might not be the biggest of somebody else's, but you have a business. It's solid. You have a system in place. You know how to make it work. So it's teachable. It's things that you can teach and you can help other people. There are people who have not had a chance to get started. Like Miss Latoya, she's saying she has ideas and she's trying to figure out how to make them work. And I think I remember you talking about your job, Toya, too, and not necessarily being extremely satisfied with it. Am I correct? Yes, Dr. Bristol is great. She is focused on hardworking and just wants to help people succeed. Yes, that is me. And I said a prayer before coming on today. I really hope that what I do touches your life and that it's something that you can take from this time that we spend together, and that it will motivate you. You know, sometimes you really don't know, like, how even you just showing up being you without even necessarily trying to do anything extra, how you can really encourage somebody to overcome an obstacle. I had a patient who I knew she was in a bad relationship, and I try to talk to her in a very distant but nurturing way and encouraging way. She finally said to me, I left him. It's over. And I mean, I smiled so much, but she said more, and she even talked about how I influenced her. And so it really made me feel good to know, and it does, to know that, you know, I know what it's like to hurt. I know what it's like to lack in just the basic resources. I know what it's like to need. And to see somebody else in a situation like that it's very bothersome. And so if we can come together to change that for somebody, then that's what I want to do. Okay, Toya says, oh, I need some glasses. Yes, I've been with the state for almost 15 years. I'm afraid, there's that word, of starting over because I've made it halfway to retirement. I want to be able to do both, be employee and have my own business. Tori, I think that's quite possible. It is quite possible. You don't necessarily have to have your business be the full thing. We need to talk. Like I said, I worked for a private practice. I'm not sure if you were on here before. When I first started my business, I was living in Albany, Georgia. And oddly enough, this is how God works. I just bought my first house in September. And in January, I was without a job. Y'all, I literally think I was blackballed. So I got a brand new house. Here I am, a single lady and no job. Guess what? What was I going to do? And nobody would hire me in the area. So I was like, okay, I'm not driving 100 miles to a job. So guess what? I created my own. And I think sometimes God, and he'll gently nudge you sometimes, but sometimes he just gonna push you out there. So if you're feeling that, Toya, there are ways that we can make this happen. So I really want you to be a part of, I'm going to do a launch of my online course and coaching packet. I'm going to do a group launch, and I'm looking at probably about 20 people. I want to make it affordable. It will encompass an online training course, step by step, some videos from me about how to do and what to do. And it will give you one-on-one sessions with me. You'll get 3 one-on-one sessions with me. And I'm going to actually offer this for, I think I can share this now. Can I, Dr. Yabo? How much, or should I wait? I got to get advice from my coach. Let me just wait, because I don't want to be too quick. Okay, so I can share. So the group package is going to be $249, right? $249. You're getting over 20 years of work experience, business experience, life experience. I got it for you. And so I can teach you how to make a part-time business fit into your life and still have 2 streams of income and give you that insurance, give you the security, give you the retirement with the state, and have something in place that you can still do and make it bigger when you're ready for it. It's as simple as that. So it's the one time, you're not going to get this opportunity again, $249. So get ready. We'll be launching an online coaching business. It will have a course with PDFs and videos, 3 one-on-one coaching sessions, me and you talking, hashing it out, guiding, asking questions. I'm giving you answers. I'm giving you resources so you can get it done. I promise you can get it done. Anybody else got some ideas for a business that they've just kind of left on the side? Life matters. Yes, I would love for you guys to join me. So the business launch is planned. It's still not like set in stone, the date. Still working on getting the website finalized, the business license, and some other stuff together. But we're planning on somewhere around the first part of February, first week or so in February. And so I will make an official announcement of the day that it will launch. And then we'll plan a training course once we get to that point. So schedule a date that we can have that group package presentation to you guys. I am so excited. I'm so excited. So if you are interested, there are options. Let's go ahead and get you signed up. Let's get you your mailing list or whatever. So DM me your email address. DM me your ideas so I can start kind of getting some energy together and prepared for what's to come. You guys have any questions or comments? Thank you, Life Matters. Yes, please do share it. You know, if you're not ready or if you're afraid, I hope and encourage you to get past that. Come talk to me. $250 is a small investment. If you are a lady, I'm sure by the time you go to the grocery store or go get your nails, hair, and feet done, that is gone. And that's one day in your nails, that's gone in a couple of days. But if you start your own business, you're investing in your future. You'll see that money come back to you over and over and over again. The value is way bigger than what you're actually paying for it. So just think about that. You have time between here and now to get it all together. Even if you just put a few dollars away a day, it's definitely affordable. So tell friends, tell family, coaching business, online training courses, one-on-one time. If you got a business and you need some help, you want to scale it, you want to make it better, you want to make it bigger, I can help you. I got some good tips. I got some good secrets. I got some good connections. So all you got to do is DM me. Yep, I'm sure to help. Dr. Yabo says, yes, Dr. Bristol. It's great. Thank you. I think I scrolled too far down. Hair and nails alone is $250. Yes. Tori said, what's that? Hair, nails, feet. Okay, so what's your thing, Tori? It's not hair, nails, and feet, but it's something else. I know you're a foodie. So how much do you eat out? Or how much extra lavish things that you buy in the kitchen that you can scale down on? There are things that you can do to cut some of your costs to afford you the opportunity to make your life what you want it to be, to follow those dreams, those visions, those ideas that you have written down. Hi, Casey Prince. Thanks for joining us. We are talking about business here. And I would just like to go ahead and extend and let you know I am launching a coaching business, online training courses for those who desire to start their own business. For those who may have an existing business right now, but for some reason, it's just not quite giving you what you want out of it. You want to grow it. You want to make it better. You want to make it more organized. You want to make it look better, more professional. Check out my PT Works website. I'm at www.ptworksforpain.com. That is my therapy website. You can look at my content also at PT_works14 on Instagram. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel by searching Dr. Teresa Bristol. There is all kinds of content out there to support the years of experience and expertise that I have. Girl, Corona got me cooking more. These boys killing me. What you cooking? I think I saw some exquisite stuff on your palette a few times. On your plate. I'll be watching you. The point is that we have things that we can cut in. I was I periodically do this. I was just looking at my account. I was paying for Pandora, so I wouldn't have any commercials in there. I was paying some reoccurring subscriptions that I was not using. So I was like, okay, this is absolutely a waste of money. So I could take that, and over the course of this amount of time, I could do this with that. So it may not be food, it may not be toes, nails, hair, but I bet somewhere in your budget, if you have one, which you should have, there are things that you can cut out to allow yourself to be able to put some money away in preparation for the things that you want to achieve. But you got to want it bad enough to do it, and you have to have discipline. And being a business owner does take discipline. It takes digging deep and working hard. It just does, but it's so rewarding. I mean, the fact that I can sit at home, and when the inauguration is on, and when Amanda and Kamala are doing their things, I can just go sit on the couch, playing my schedule the way I want to. I don't have to run around and see 23 people all day or do whatever. I have more control of my life. To have that freedom, it's worth taking that initial sacrifice because it will pay off. I'm trying to put the websites and stuff in here so you guys I want you to follow me at Dr. Teresa Bristol. If you're not, tell your friends and your family. Got some good content for you. Any more burning questions or concerns as we approach our hour mark? The time went by so fast. I thought it was going to be like 30 minutes. Y'all kept me going. No? Okay. It's different doing lives without the other person here, but I really enjoyed the interaction. I appreciate you guys sending me feedback and comments and interacting with me because it definitely makes it a more productive experience for everybody. So this is the year to do things new. Our church, that was our slogan for last year. Thank you, Dr. Yavo. Thank you for joining me. Thank you all for coming. It really means a lot. It really, really does. So I just posted my links there. And I will make this available on my YouTube channel. So subscribe to Dr. Teresa Bristol so you can get more content. DM me and look forward to great experiences together, okay? I should hopefully have a newsletter put together for you guys as well. So make sure you send your email address via DM so I have a way to send you information. Thank you, Paris. Best wishes. Take care. Tell the family I said hello. All right, we're going to wrap it up. I want to be able to save it before it's all over. Now, y'all go get your blessings. Go get your blessings. Don't wait on it to come to you. You go get it, okay? All right, Dr. Bristol, physical therapist, entrepreneur, soon to be children's publisher, and author coming this summer.